There comes a point in life when addition is no longer the answer. More things, more commitments, more noise, more people. At a certain age, the wisest thing you can do is not add. It is remove. Remove everything that drains you, everything that weighs you down, everything that was never serving you, even when you thought it was. The Stoics understood this deeply. They called it the practice of subtraction. And today I am giving you 10 things that, once removed, will change the quality of every single day you have left. Let's begin. 1. Negative people. You already know who they are. The ones who drain you within minutes of conversation, who complain constantly but never change anything, who see obstacles in every opportunity and spread that vision to everyone around them. In earlier life, you had reasons to keep them close: obligation, history, proximity. But at this stage of life, your energy is your most valuable resource, and certain people consume it completely without returning anything. Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make you better, and withdraw from those who will make you worse. Not limit time, withdraw." This is not cruelty. This is the most basic form of self-preservation. Surround yourself with people who add something: warmth, honesty, growth, laughter, and quietly create distance from those who only take. 2. Unnecessary possessions. Look around your home. How much of what surrounds you do you actually use? How much do you actually need? How much is simply accumulated weight? Objects from the past, things kept out of guilt or habit, possessions that once meant something and now just occupy space. The Stoics lived simply, not from poverty, but from wisdom. They understood that every unnecessary object is a quiet demand on your attention and energy. Clearing your physical space clears your mental space. The relief of having less is not about deprivation. It is about freedom. Donate what others can use. Release what connects you to a past you have already lived. Create space for the life that is still ahead. 3. Poor eating habits. This one is less philosophical and more practical, but just as important. Because without a functioning body, none of the inner work matters. Excessive sugar, excessive salt, processed food eaten out of convenience or habit, irregular meals, not enough water. These are the quiet enemies of energy, clarity, and longevity. In later life, the body becomes less forgiving. What you could ignore at 30 demands attention at 50 and 60. This is not about perfection. It is about paying attention, about treating the body with the same respect you are learning to treat your time and your peace. Eat simply. Eat regularly. Drink water. Give your body what it needs to carry you forward. 4. Chronic stress. Stress is not just a feeling, it is a physical state, one that at sustained levels damages the heart, suppresses the immune system, disrupts sleep, clouds thinking, and shortens life. And here is what the Stoics knew that most people still do not. Most stress is self-generated. It comes not from events, but from how we interpret them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. The traffic is not stressful. Your interpretation of the traffic is stressful. The difficult person is not your tormentor. Your decision to be tormented by them is." This does not make stress trivial. It makes it manageable. Practice pausing before reacting. Practice asking, "Is this actually in my control?" Walk, breathe, meditate, sleep, and remove the sources of stress you actually have the power to remove. 5. Physical inactivity. The body was built to move. At every age, but especially in later life, movement is not a luxury. It is medicine. It preserves muscle, protects bone, strengthens the heart, regulates metabolism, lifts mood, and sharpens the mind. Inactivity accelerates every form of decline. You do not need to run marathons. You need to walk, stretch, move your body every single day in a way that challenges it slightly and respects it completely. The Stoics valued a sound body not for vanity, but because a weak body limits what the mind can do. Move, consistently, without drama, the way a Stoic does everything. 6. Poor sleep habits. Sleep is not laziness. It is the time when the body repairs itself and the mind consolidates everything it has learned and processed. Poor sleep degrades everything: memory, mood, immunity, decision-making, emotional regulation. In later life, the relationship with sleep often changes, but the need does not decrease. Create conditions for good sleep: a consistent schedule, a dark, cool room, no screens in the final hour, no heavy food before bed, no caffeine after midday. And if stress is keeping you awake, address the stress. Because the quality of your sleep is directly connected to the quality of every hour you spend awake. 7. Harmful habits: smoking, excessive alcohol, too much caffeine. These are not moral failures, they are practical ones. Each of them, at whatever level you currently maintain them, is costing you something: energy, clarity, years. The body in its later decades has less reserve capacity to absorb what it once could. This is simply biology. The question is not whether you should reduce or remove these things. The question is what you are waiting for. The Stoics had no patience for habits that diminish the quality of the mind, and neither should you. 8. Unnecessary spending. Financial anxiety is one of the most persistent sources of stress in later life, and much of it is self-inflicted through decades of spending on things that were never truly needed. Impulse purchases, unused subscriptions, things bought under social pressure, things bought to fill an emotional gap. At this stage, clarity about money is clarity about values. Know what you actually need. Know what genuinely adds to your life, and let everything else go. A simple financial life is a peaceful one. The Stoics considered financial freedom, the freedom of needing little, one of the greatest forms of wealth. 9. Living in the past. This is one of the most common and most costly ways to spend the time you have remaining. Replaying old mistakes, mourning what was lost, dwelling on what should have been different. The past is the one place where nothing can be changed, and yet many people spend enormous amounts of their present there. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present, not because the past is unimportant, but because it is finished. The lessons are available to you. The regrets are not useful to you. Learn from it, then put it down. The years ahead, however many they are, deserve your full presence, not the half attention of someone perpetually looking backward." 10. Loneliness. This last one is different from the others. Most of the things on this list you remove. This one you actively fight, because loneliness in later life is not a preference, it is a health risk. Isolated people are more prone to depression, cognitive decline, physical illness, and shorter lives. The quality of your social connections is as important to your longevity as diet and exercise. Invest in relationships, call people, show up, join things, volunteer somewhere. Be present to the people who are already in your life before you lose the opportunity. The Stoics understood deeply that human beings are social creatures. and that a life lived without genuine connection to others is an incomplete life, regardless of how much inner work you have done. 10 things, not to be removed all at once, not to be removed perfectly, but to be taken seriously, one at a time, with the honesty and discipline that this stage of life deserves. Because here is what becomes clear at a certain age. Time is not something you have in unlimited supply. Every year from here forward is more valuable than the last, and the only question that matters is whether you are spending it on what actually deserves it. Remove what does not, and give everything that remains to what does. If this gave you something real, subscribe and hit like. The next video is already waiting for you.